Well, good evening to everybody who's part of our Cellercise family, and for those who are visiting, we welcome you to our program as well. Tonight, we're going to be reading over some customer reviews. Some of them are going to be repeat, but they're worth repeating. We're going to be answering some questions. I'm going to show you an easy way to put the balance bar on and off because that's come up. We're going to talk a little bit about back health, weight reduction, excuse me, what we can do to increase our metabolism. I'm going to clear my throat real quick. So that's a little bit better. Normally I would do that ahead of time, but for all of you, that movement up and down that I just did opens up bronchial tubes, lungs, and pumps oxygen into the bloodstream. That's healthy. It also increases metabolism. So that's a great movement. When you start off doing it, do it gently. Allow the bronchial tubes and the lungs literally to adapt. It's a literal exercise for the lungs. All right, so we've got a good program. I want to encourage any of you who have questions to go ahead and type in the questions. We have Brooklyn behind the scenes here. She just, 19-year-old, graduated first in her class. She's an LPN. Now she's going for her RN. Who knows where it goes from there, but we're real proud of her. But she's very helpful in being able to address questions that you may have as well. Okay. How many of you remember Grace Daniel? Grace Daniel, we're going to do a feature on. She's been winning numerous marathons all over the East Coast. She trains exclusively on a Cellerciser. She does it 30 minutes of training a day. She just went out for a marathon. She's going to turn 60 on October 4th. So she's real close to the 60 mark. Just ran a marathon, won first place. For the last 2 miles, she was able to pass a lady who was in front of her. And when they got to the finish line, the lady asked her, she said, "How did you even finish with what you do for training?" And Grace told me that a lot of these people who are in these programs will train up to 35 hours a week. She does 30 minutes a day. I think that's incredible. So, and she works 70 hours a week as a trucker. And so she provides for her family. She does her Cellercising. We're going to feature her on our program eventually. She often will take her Cellerciser out in the snow even and pull it out on the side of the road and do her Cellercise training and then get back in her truck and continue on her way. So we want to salute her. I think it's a great testimonial. She's got what do they call it? An Ironman. She's qualified for an Ironman. That's 17 hours they are given to complete 2.5 miles of swimming, 116 miles of biking, 26.2 miles of running. And you have to qualify within a certain period of time with each one of those events or you're not allowed to move forward. So we're excited about hearing how Grace does, but she writes, "Hi David, this part of my journey I started in May 2016 when I chose to live. I was turning 55 in October 4th of that year, and knew if I did not change some things, I would not be around as long as I wanted to be. So I changed my diet and started running. I could only run for about 30 seconds and then I'd have to walk. I was 60 pounds heavier than I am now." And in some of our previous programs, we actually showed a before and after picture of Grace. In May of 2017, I did my first 5K. 1 month later, I did my first 70.3 half Ironman triathlon did my second 5,000 in July, did my first marathon in October, and I found out about the Cellerciser. So before I did my next event on May 2018, I was using the Cellerciser. It has been a game changer for me. 2018, I did 10 events, several of which I got first place in my age group. 2019, I did 12 events, got first place in many of my age groups. 2019, I did my first 103-mile ultra marathon and finished in qualifying time. 2020 was a tough year. A lot of events got canceled, but I did very well on the ones that I did do. 2021, I have done very well this year, as well as I did my fifth 70.3 half Ironman distance triathlon. I came in first place in my age group. The end of September, I do my first full Ironman triathlon. Looking forward to it. Many people are totally amazed that I'm able to finish those distances and do not have the time to exercise like most people. My 30 minutes every morning workout on my Cellerciser is 98% of what I do. Working as a truck driver 14 hours a day, 70-hour weeks is pretty hard to be able to do any other exercise. So thank you so very much. I really appreciate having this to help me being able to do the things that I want to do. Now that I'm turning 60 in October, this is awesome. I feel better now than I did when I was in my 30s. May the Lord bless each one of you in this wonderful Cellerciser family. Sincerely, Grace Daniel. And you can find Grace Daniel on Facebook. She's one of our strong family members right now and always has something encouraging to say and to help other people. All right, that's not a customer review. Okay, this one, welcome to the Cellercise family. She says, I bought mine 7 years ago and I've loved using it. Many of my friends and family have purchased one as well. I've had 6 babies in 12 years, combined with lots of blood clotting issues, bad veins, plantar fasciitis, overweight, etc. Needless to say, I was a mess. The Cellerciser was a literal answer to prayer and helped me lose 65 pounds and improve my health tremendously. Just wanted to pop in and say, you got this. All right. Okay. Well, that's a long one. We'll come back to it if we can. Joe writes, I bought a Cellerciser in December of 2020 to rehab myself following bypass surgery and then gallbladder surgery, and I haven't missed a single day of rebounding since it arrived. I play different pieces of music with varying beats and bounce continuously for anywhere from 20 minutes to more than an hour. It's hard to overstate how good the body and mind feel, both during and following the daily workout. Thank you sincerely for designing and producing an excellent piece of equipment. I've blown through 2 cheaper models within a few months of use, but after 8 months of hard daily use, the Cellerciser remains completely intact with no signs of wear at all. That's something I want everybody to feel good about. The Cellerciser is built different than typical rebounders. And even my cousin went through 2 rebounders before he finally got a Cellerciser. He's had it now for over 20 years. We have many customers who've had the Cellerciser over 20 years, and they're still using it, and it's in great condition. So we put a lot of quality materials in the Cellerciser, in the steel, the frame, the steel and the springs, as many of you know, the stitching. I was going to show you a unit that's been outside in the sun, the rain, the snow for over 16 years. But Brooklyn informed me we'd have to take too many pieces of equipment out there, so we may videotape that and show it to you. But the stitching and the mat material is in excellent shape. The springs look like they are virtually brand new. There's no rust on them at all. So it's designed to last you a lifetime. So if you've invested in a Cellerciser, know that we've been around a long decades. We're expecting to be around decades more. And we want to know we're there to help you if you ever have any issues. But at the same time, we've increased warranty on it. If one of the little bull horns we've had people, some people that have children that are autistic, and they really beat it up. But they're jumping up and down very high. We've had some bullhorns actually fold in. Well, there's no charge to replace them. Bullhorns, lifetime warranty. Rubber feet, lifetime warranty. The mat material, we can't give lifetime warranty on it. As far as workmanship, we can. But if people jump up and down on it with nails or something on the bottom of the feet, they'll put little holes in it. But we tinter each one of the fibers so that it doesn't run. So even if you have a hole in it, you can still use it. In other words, it's not built like a cheap rebounder. It's built like a quality piece of equipment. So that's why I say it's not a typical rebound. Oh, if it ever does wear out, I hope you're still in business so I can replace it with another just like it. But I get the feeling this isn't going to wear out in spite of all my effort. I'm only 78 and looking forward to many healthy years ahead. The Cellerciser is part of my 200-year plan. Now that's positive thinking, Joe. Thank you. You've made a difference. That's very much appreciated. I'm a grateful customer. Everyone on my contact list now has the link to your site. There's no hesitation in recommending your product. And that means the world to me, Joe. And I want all of you to feel that way. We're not perfect, I'm sure. We make mistakes, but we'll stand behind those mistakes and we'll do what we can to make things right. And we've done that over the years. And I think we have a great reputation because of you, because it's not about the Cellerciser. It's about helping you get results. So, all right. I'm going to pass on that one. I received my Cellerciser on Thursday, the very first day of my expected delivery date range, and was rebounding that night. Since I've been rebounding on a bungee-based model for the last 3 years, my body is already used to the movement. The problem was I've been trying to do David's exercises on it the whole time without the same springy energy on the return or the mat tension, which is a comfortable, flexible firmness. I rebound barefoot and my feet love it. It's hard to describe. I do not feel my brain hitting the skull like with my first spring-based model. I love the Cellerciser. I had hit a plateau as far as weight loss was concerned. My scales moved on Saturday. I feel like things are flowing again in a good way. I love that I can jog on this and do all of David's exercises effectively. The mat surface is actually bigger than my bungee model. I just feel more going on in my body than with the other rebounder. No pronating going on either. I do feel in my body after I've done my 10 minutes that I am done for the day and can mark exercise off my list. Excuse me. I have not heard even one squeak on it either. And it's been 6 days thus far and I've been giving it a workout. I have been super productive at work too. Mental clarity, spring in my step, completing task after task, super organized, and sleeping really well. If this is just after 6 days, I can't wait to see what another 30 does for me. I took before pictures and measurements too. We'll post an updated review when I have measurable results that are visible to the eye. I was afraid I'd be sorry to have spent money on another rebounder when I already had one. But I am so, she capitalizes that, glad that I did. On the bungee-based model, trying to jog was exhausting and unfulfilling. This just feels good. It is the newest model with the black carrying bag, etc. I'll keep the other one for bouncing only in another room, but for my main workout space and allotted exercise time, this Cellerciser is the one. Thank you, Jenna. Appreciate that. Okay, couple more. And I want to encourage you, if you know somebody that is dealing with fitness issues, we address knee issues, hip issues, back issues, shoulder issues, digestion, elimination issues, circulation issues, tightening, toning, muscle building, weight loss, bronchial tubes and lungs, and the list goes on and on. Balance, equilibrium, energy, of course, sleep, stress, disorders. Prices they've gone up, I just found out Sunday, my cost went up again. I'm not going to pass that on. We're going to live on less. It's already expensive, in my opinion. And it depends on how you look at it. But I think it's a one-time investment for a lifetime of benefit. We want to encourage everybody to get your Cellercisers, or those you care about, have them get a Cellerciser as soon as they can. Because I don't know, and I don't think any of us do, what's going to happen with the dollar or what's going to happen with the economy in the near future. So if you have a Cellerciser, that's great. If I only had 3 things that I could have in my life, if I was on a deserted island, that would be one of the ones, because I know what it's done in my life, and many of you know the same. Newbie here, just watched the live from last night and did the workout with Dave and Christine on my Cellercise I got 2.5 weeks ago. I love it. After getting mine, several family members have ordered one. My bad posture from 21 years of driving for a living has already greatly improved. I'm feeling stronger every day. Many thanks to you, David. These are all good. It's just okay. And I did have another one that I wanted to read that I think, apologize for that, I think I left it in the office. Well, never mind. Okay, what is the best way to deal with flabby arms? Okay, these are some of the questions. We're going to save those. Several episodes ago, I was talking about how important it is to communicate with our body, and how ideas affect the way we think affects the way we act to a large degree determines our results. If we want to take charge of our results, we all need to be thinking in terms of the ideas we're allowing ourselves to be exposed to. If you're ever upset about something, don't Cellercise and be upset. The reason being, we're working at a cellular level. If you're angry, you're upset, frustrated, and you're Cellercising, the exercise that I'd like to encourage all of us to do is to think positive thoughts. Create a force field, a shield, while you're on the Cellerciser. You can't allow negative energy in. You don't want to fight against that which is wrong. You want to be on the Cellerciser promoting that which is right, because you are leaving an impression at the bottom of the bounce on the brain as you're moving up and down. And we want those impressions to be positive. So with that in mind, I'm going to read this. I want you to feel the energy behind it. I shared this once before, and this is just an example. You can come up with your own. But my whole body is tingling with energy, light, and love as I increase circulation and communication to every part of my body. I am pumping oxygen, nutrients, and love to my scalp, my brain, my eyes, my face, my ears, my throat, my neck, my shoulders, my arms, my chest, my lungs, my heart, my abdominals, my back, my spinal column, my hips, my libido, my thighs, my buttocks, my calves, my feet, my toes. Take time to connect with each one of those areas of your body: bones and skeletal system, nervous system, internal organs. My lymphatic system is armed and ready to destroy all foreign invaders. Light is filling each of my cells and growing through my whole body. Thank you, body, for the love that you have shown me. I love and appreciate this body. I will work with this body to help us both have joy as we pursue our journey toward greater health, potential, something we already all have: physical, mental, spiritual, emotional. My cells are transmitters and receivers. My body is a transmitter and receiver. I am transmitting and receiving love, hope, desire, gratitude, confidence, faith. I think positive thoughts. I surround myself with positive influences. My sense of purpose is growing. I'm feeling happier, healthier, stronger, and younger. I love Cellercise. and I love our Cellercise family. So I shared that previously. And the idea is that as you're doing that, you're connecting with your body. And some people are so disconnected. I don't want that to be you. All right, this is the last one I'll read. And then we'll go over some of the questions, and then I'll show you some techniques. She starts out, this may be long, so I apologize in advance. I was in a bad car accident about 23 years ago. My head injury caused me to have to learn to walk, talk, and function again. So much of who I was lost on that day. Basic tasks like tying my own shoes or even remembering how to do laundry was a chore I had to accomplish with many, many sticky notes pasted up on the walls of my home to remind me how to do the task. I overcame a lot of it, but was still stuck with side effects of the crash. On one of the big ones was balance. I had to give up driving because of it, and walking was also difficult for me. My brain would say that I was walking and that I was going in a straight line, but my body would always wander off to the left. My family would just say, "There goes mom again," and pull me back out of the way. I walked into many, many a wall that has all changed, and I cry writing this. I was shopping with my husband and just didn't even notice until he kept looking at me strangely and said, "Wait here." Then he ran to the end of the store, or the end of the aisle, and said to me, "Walk to me." I thought he'd lost his dang mind. Laugh out loud. But I did it, and I made it straight as an arrow! Exclamation points. I was crying in Walmart. I was so over the moon happy. I then started running around the store like a crazy teenager. At 60, I think I scared some folks. And after we left the store, I asked if I could try driving home. It was the most wonderful, freeing, blessed drive I've ever done in my entire life. David Hall saying thank you will never be enough to tell you my lost life is back again and I am free. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you know, that's what it's about. People helping people, reaching the greater health potential. And that's what Cellercise is about. So, question, what is the best way to deal with flabby arms? All right, many of you are wondering about the Mr. Rebounder app and the new module. We're still testing, we're working on the male images, we're waiting for those. We have the females done, we're still waiting on the male. Got our board meeting tomorrow, we'll find out more. They know the urgency that we have of getting the Mr. Rebounder additional modular movements on the Mr. Rebounder app. But as far as working on the arms, this really works. This is all I do. Is if you want to tighten and tone the arms. Doing the movement up and down, I count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You do that up and down, you're pushing down with the back of the arm, you're pulling up with the front of the arm. You can also focus it even more intensely by doing the movements this way. I move them up and down rather than just doing isometric because I want the ligaments and the tendons to remain flexible. And if you do an isometric where you don't have the movement, you can build up strength, but you can also build muscles and ligaments that are tighter and that have lost their flexibility. So I want to stay flexible. Now the advantage of the Cellerciser is that you're also moving up and down, so the cell membrane is also expanding, contracting. And so I don't stretch. I'm not, you can, there's nothing wrong with stretching. I just generally probably forget or don't have time. But for me, after you can do this by seeing how far you can go down to touch your toes before you Cellercise, and then after a Cellercise session, now see, oh, that felt good. How far you can go when you're done. And you're keeping circulation and flexibility going just through the expanding and contracting of the cell tissue. And so that increase of flexibility is everywhere throughout the body. Now, if you want to incorporate stretching with it, my daughter did that. She can do the side splits now, and she's working and dancing and that type of thing. The Cellercise helped her get there. She has got when she's on her drill team, she's got the highest kick of anybody on the drill team. It's just amazing. All right. So I delayed getting started due to an injury. Ready to go now. What's the best way to start, and how fast can I work into a routine for overall strength? We start off just like a baby did in a crib. When they stand in the crib, they hold onto the bar. That's what they do. And that's challenging everything. Balance, equilibrium, proprioceptors, rhythm, timing, dexterity, hand-eye coordination. All of that over time is going to be challenged to those movements. But just starting like this, gentle movement, but you're moving fluid up and down through the one-way valves. You're helping reduce any inflammation as we increase circulation. Rocking side to side, hips, thighs, knees, gentle twist for the back, digestion, elimination processes, building up the knees, the Jamba walk. And then you can get to the point where you can jog and do some of those movements, but we start off very gently. The cells, every one of them are being challenged, so they're going to have to adapt. And the moving up and down helps to detoxify. As you're moving up and down, you help the cells to release any anabolic waste products, metabolic waste products that may have accumulated in the cell itself. And so you're helping increase oxygen and nutrients through that cell membrane as well. We had another question that was written earlier about how to strengthen the back, how to work with the back. And we have movements for the back on our Cellercise The Ultimate Exercise DVD. If you don't have that, you can order it and download it and watch that. But the back, again, just standing there rocking side to side, the hips are dropping into the mat. You're getting a pumping action through the spinal column, through the movement up and down, the one-way valves, the pressure changes that are occurring. This is a great technique. Lifting the arm up over your head, leaning to the left, open up the back. If you feel any stress or tension, don't overstretch, you don't need to. Just stop, gently move up and down. Allow the movement to open up the vertebral joints, increase circulation to the disc, and loosen the tissues, massaging it. You do the same thing the other way. And then we have graduated movements that we teach on that DVD as well. So, okay, Dave, do a knee health routine. That also helps with weight loss. How can Dave do a knee health routine? Yeah, we're going to come to that in just a moment. My question is there any difference between the Jamba Run and the leaning back and kicking the legs out in front in regards to fat loss and flattening the stomach? Oh yeah. Yeah. When you're kicking the legs out, you're working the muscles, no question. Those muscles are going to get tighter. When you're doing the Jamba Run, you're burning up the weight that may be around the muscles. So the Jamba Run is more intense. It uses big muscles. It helps to burn fuel. We had another lady who wrote earlier today too. It's not on here. She wanted to know what she's working the back of the thighs, but how does she work the upper thigh? And although the Cellercise does work both, if you're doing the Jamba walk or you're doing the Jamba Run, if you want to focus more on the upper thigh, simply pick your feet up flat-footed a little bit more. As you lift them up a little higher, you're working a little bit more of that muscle. You'll feel that faster. Okay. Are there benefits with health bouncing if you have floaters? Will vision condition improve? We don't have a lot of customer reviews on it, but the movement up and down definitely does increase circulation. As we increase circulation, we can help promote more flexibility, which is important, and strengthen the muscles around the eye. I don't know if anybody has had any experience with that. Please feel free to write in. but I do know it's constantly moving fluid, and that can be very helpful. All right. So that's it. Now let's talk about, we've gone over that. Weight loss. Yes. Oh, yeah. Question. Go ahead.
Does the lung exercise increase oxygen levels in the bloodstream?
Yes. Yeah, so be careful, because if you do too much of it, you can get dizzy, especially when you first begin. One of the techniques that I do occasionally is, been a long day, I can tell. If I'm breathing in and out, that will open up and prime the lungs, but I'll get like on the 6th breath, and then I hold my breath and I keep pumping it. Boy, that's an oxygen rush. I mean, you just really feel that. So be careful. If you try, you will more than likely get dizzy, and you don't want to fall over. But this is a when I'm done with that, if I'd held it a little bit longer, I would have felt more of that oxygen rush to the brain. Any other questions, Brooklyn?
Yeah, she says, I have a concussion from a car wreck 8 days ago. I also have whiplash. What do you think about me rebounding? I need to get rid of muscle tightness.
Yeah, okay. 2 things. One, it's a medical question. I'm not qualified to answer it. I don't know what you need to check with your doctor. There are movements that I teach on this Cellerciser that involve supporting your neck, and I'm going to have more of those movements on the Mr. Rebounder app as soon as that's released. So just little circular movements around the muscles, the vertebral joints, and as you're just doing circular motions and pushing in and up, you're helping to open up those vertebral joints, but very, very gentle. And again, because it is whiplash, go and talk to your doctor. There's another technique where you lie down on the Cellerciser, and you've seen me do that. That takes all the vertical pressure off, a little pillow or towel behind the head with somebody else gently moving you up and down. You still have one-way valves that are operating. And so the movement up and down without the pressure, vertical pressure, can act as a massage that can help increase that circulation. And you can be doing the same thing lying down. Anything else?
Help with plantar fasciitis.
Can it help with plantar fasciitis? We've got some great customer reviews. I want you to encourage you to go to our website and look up cellercise.com/reviews. Plantar fasciitis is a common occurrence and problem today when the foot has lost its flexibility because we wear shoes, and shoes are more restrictive. And then when we go out and do something that's more strenuous, we can actually tear the fascia and the support tissue underneath the foot and in the heel as well. So Cellercising every day is the warm-up to that tissue. It warms the tissue up. So when we go out and do something strenuous, but the tissue is warmed up and has flexibility at the cellular level, we can help mitigate or prevent issues concerning plantar fasciitis. Again, we have some good customer reviews of people that have tried all kinds of things. Once they got on the Cellerciser, it was very healthful. If it's really bothering you, there's nothing wrong with wearing a soft-soled slipper that still has some movement, but also adds some additional support while you're building up the flexibility in the foot again. So,
what is the best height to put the balance bar? Waist high, higher, or lower? And then she said, P.S. I just love my Cellerciser and appreciate all you do, and especially continuing the ongoing teaching.
Well, I appreciate you. You're an inspiration to others. And thank you. What's the best height to put the balance bar? It depends on how tall you are. If you're working down here and you want it a little bit lower, you can have it a little bit lower. for most of us, having it at the height, the tallest height is great. I could be 6'4" and still it's just fine. But if you're shorter, if you feel more comfortable with it, or you're dealing with your children, they might want it at a lower height. And to change the height, the thing that I do is I take the balance bar off first, and then it doesn't have any torque on it. Then it's a lot easier to adjust the height of the bar. And of course that's done right here on this section. You'll have a hole here. There's one either here or directly underneath it if this moves, and you have another one here. So you adjust it to the right height first, and then put it back on your Cellerciser. And the way that I put it on the Cellerciser is you want to get it about 1 inch on both sides, and then just drop it down and let it go through the rest of the way. If it's a brand new unit or a brand new bar, just give it a little stomp, it'll go through. Then just put the rubber feet back on. It really doesn't take very long to do it. So, I mean, I can have the thing off and out of the way in just seconds. So, anything else, Brooklyn?
What's the best bounce to open the lymphatic system?
Best bounce to open up the lymphatic system. Well, just getting on it and gently moving up and down is going to take a few moments for the body to become primed. You've got millions of one-way valves that are starting to suck. So just getting on it and gently moving up and down when you lift the heels up and down helps to increase circulation from the weakest area of the body, the lowest extremities, furthest area from the heart. That lifting the heels up and down works the calf muscle. That's fantastic for the lower extremities. There's different movements you can do. There's lymphatic nodes that run throughout all these internal organs as well. So this gentle movement here, it's a great one that's targeting more of the lymph system within those internal organs. Doing the hip rock where the shoulders come up and down, this is an excellent movement that really you can almost imagine the pumping action that's occurring in the lymphatic system as we're gently moving up and down here. And of course, for the chest cavity area, this movement, this baby bounce does it all, but this movement here is pumping the lymph nodes and the lymph system all throughout the chest cavity area. So they're all helpful. And even though the whole body is always involved collectively, we can focus the effect more intensely on different areas of the body by simply just doing different movements. Anything else, Brooklyn? Okay, so weight loss. Prime the body, get that oxygen in the bloodstream. That's a gentle movement up and down to warm up. That's the wake up call. Gets everything circulating. Breathing in to open up the bronchial tubes in the lungs. And then what we want to do, we want to use the biggest muscles of the body because they have the greatest demand for fuel. And that does two things. It's going to burn fuel, but it's also the Jamba Run. It's a technique I created a couple decades or more ago. And that Jamba Run has been extremely helpful for a great many of us. And I do it once pretty much every day. But it bending in the knee, keeping the back straight and the feet flat. Again, Jamba walk to the Jamba Run. And you do repetitions of this movement here. Keep your back straight, your feet flat. Try to pull your feet so they're pointed straight ahead, and that will really work on the buttocks more. That's another tip I haven't shared before. But that will burn the fuel. It'll burn up the oxygen, the glucose, and the sugars in the bloodstream very quickly. And when you're done, breathe, do the gentle movement up and down, increase more oxygen, blood flow back to the thighs, priming them for your next movement again. Now, as we're doing that, we're also working all the supporting muscles and ligaments around the knee. And that's extremely important as well. So we can run up down hills or mountains or stairs and have the support that we need. Okay, so anything that's going to use the bigger muscles is going to be helpful in losing weight. Repetition is key for this reason. The body's initially going to go after the easiest energy source available, and that's going to be the sugars and the glucose within the bloodstream. If you continue to do repetitions, intense repetitions, your metabolism goes up, the demand on the body goes up, the muscles need more fuel. They're going to start to go after once the glucose and sugars are not readily available. The body still needs fuel because you're putting a demand on it. So it goes after the white adipose tissue, which is our stored fat, which is fuel for the body. And as we continue to do repetitions of it, it's going to continue to burn that fuel. Now, in between each set, you can do something different. You don't have to necessarily do the health bounce while you're catching your breath. You can do the twist. You can do the hip rock. You're increasing oxygen and blood flow circulation, allowing the heart, and by the way, the moving up and down on the Cellercise makes it easier on the heart compared to other exercises because you're pumping with the heart. So this moving up and down here helps to increase that circulation while you're getting stronger. And then some of the other ways of losing weight, of course, is jogging in place. And if you're jogging, you want to lift the knees up because that really works the core. If you don't lift your knees up, you're not going to have the same dynamic, but it's still helpful. It's still good. So just lifting those knees up and running in place, and you can do it real fast, or you can do it slow, but you're working those areas. If you want to target the stomach even more than jogging like this, just tilt. And again, you can go at a comfortable speed. I'm going a little faster, but do it where you're comfortable. Another comment I wanted to make is Cellercise has been called the closest thing to the fountain of youth yet devised by man. Rebounding has been called that too. I believe it is. The movement on the Cellerciser, it's all weight bearing. It helps to flush out heavy metals, toxins, poisons, improve lymphatic circulation, challenge balance and equilibrium at any age, increase that oxygen blood flow to the brain. So, I don't know. We want everybody to have a chance to experience Cellercise. And if you have questions, of course, give me a call. Brooklyn, any other questions? Come up. Okay, I want to thank you. You've all been great. It's been a good program. I hope I've shared something with you that can inspire, motivate, and help you or those that you care about be able to pursue and reach your greater health potential too. I want to thank everyone for your support. It's been a great week already. And I know we're all up against a lot in the world today. I know there's a lot of anxiety out there. I feel it. I've heard about it expressed by others. When you feel that, get on that Cellerciser. Think happy thoughts. Talk to your body, but do that gentle movement up and down. And see yourself not just as you are today, but as the person you can become in your family, in your home, as a father, as a mother, or a husband, or as a wife. See yourself not just as you are, but as you can become. Interesting how that starts to work. Same thing in your financial and career. See yourself relating with other people. Visualize it. Visualize yourself the way you want to be, and see that. There's so much more to Cellercise than people really even understand. and even more than I understand. But we're learning more about it. So think of those areas of your life that are important and hang in there. Remember, you don't have to work out when you play in, so we want to make it fun. That's what the Mr. Rebounder app is designed to do. We've got more coming out. It's designed to make it fun. We're the only species, and you've heard me say it before, we're the only species in the world that has bought into the idea. You have to tear down to build up. You'll never see a dog, cat, monkey, or any other species of animal doing that. Or some of these insane programs where you're just beating yourself up constantly to get into good shape. Guys, Brooklyn, do I beat myself up? Say it loud so they can hear you.
No.
No, I don't. And you don't have to. Have fun. Play on it. Be consistent. And enjoy the journey from where you are right now. Thank you very much. We'll see you in a week or 2 weeks. If you have questions, if you have stories you want to share, please feel free to share them with us. We greatly appreciate it. And be well. Thanks.